have devoted 43 years of dedicated services to the medical profession. I learned early on that as nurses, we could correctly be described as a first line of defense when it comes to dealing with patients and their families. We are on the front line daily. During these times, I have encountered an array of people from various walks of life. They have presented with issues ranging from the obvious, which could be a variety of medical and physical problems. At other times, the challenges might range from financial roadblocks to personal and marital problems, and even struggles with moral and spiritual deficits. Many times, a satisfactory outcome requires that we look beyond what is apparent to the natural eye in order to unearth the underlying issue. It is important that as nurses, we always possess and employ the positive traits of professionalism, compassion, and critical thinking. In this day and age of strict time management, multitasking, and other administrative mandates, things can sometimes get chaotic. Of vital importance at those times is the ability to exercise positive interpersonal skills, emotional stability, maturity, and physical endurance. I sometimes think that caregiving is a hereditary trait passed on to me from my mother. She had a heart of gold, and I watched her care for her mother, her aunt, and her sister-in-law. She herself became ill and underwent a leg amputation due to a blood clot. Post-surgery at St. Vincent's, she was admitted to Brooks Rehab, and after reviewing the goals written on her chalkboard, she said, "I'm going to do this, and I'm going to get back home." During her 6 weeks of therapy, our family staggered visitation times and sometimes visited her daily. As was her nature, she made friends and soon began to feel like her old self. She started calling home for money, in which we took it to her. Then she became ill, and she struggled through that setback and was finally ready to go home. We noticed that as we packed her up, two nurses stood beside us with tears in their eyes. They told us what a pleasure it was to take care of our mom. At this point, we learned that the money that she'd been asking for was used to pay someone's rent. She was on her bed of affliction, and she was taking care of a stranger. We do this every day. We take care of strangers every day, and my advice is that it matters how we treat each other. It matters that we love each other. Love is a strong matter. So I learned very early on, that it does matter how we treat people. We are only human, and every day situation will not be sunshine and roses. There are so many stories that I could share that will make you laugh, others that will make you cry. I've seen and accepted change. I've encountered challenges. I've been looked down upon, criticized, misjudged, ostracized, and mistreated. But you ask yourself, why do you stay there? The answer to that is that I will not allow any of this to deter me from what I love to do. My 43-year journey has made me come to the conclusion that because I love what I do, it makes all the difference. I try to project a positive attitude and an upbeat attitude daily. I am keenly aware that what I do is my purpose, and my purpose is far greater than my profession. This is confirmed when a patient or a family member expresses that the care that has been given to them made their day better. My strength is derived from dedication. Some of the things that I've encountered early on, and this was back at the old hospital. I was in an era where we didn't have Lifeline. We didn't have many resources. We didn't have a computer. We just did what we had to do. The doctors came from their doctor's offices to see patients in the emergency room during the day, and we had full coverage at night with a group from Jacksonville which is still under the same group we have here today, which is ERG. It was Dr. Gray Chapman, who is still with that group. Dr. Sinisa stood by my side daily, helping me to hang drips. I was one of the first nurses that did TPA with Dr. Chapman on the phone, Dr. Taylor standing by my side, and it got done. I received 4 gunshot victims, all unconscious. Their father had shot them and brought them to the back door of the ER. And guess what? They lived. They lived. We also had a man that walked into our ER. His wife was a nurse at the facility. He asked for the administrator. They directed him to the administrator. He went in and shot him and killed him. So these are some of the things that have made me a strong nurse. I've seen a lot of things. Finally, I say these words. I have been divinely favored as a single parent to raise a daughter. It was not always easy, but with the help of my family and friends, my true support system, Carolyn Roberts, Christy Fodra, helped me out a lot. My parents, other co-workers. Not only was I able to successfully raise her, but all the work that I put in afforded me the opportunity to send her to college. So I say to you, focus on the real goal, and that is to have your children stand on your shoulders and live out the positive things that you have experienced. I'm in a good place now. I have 1 year, 2 months, 16 days, 12 hours, and 15 minutes left to work. Thank you.